What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today. It is the 10th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $3,100 with roughly 6 hours and 50 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, Ethereum clearly in some type of bullish Adam and Eve structure here. I do believe that we will see some comeuppance from this. If you're not on board with the Adam and Eve idea, maybe the cup with handle idea might do you well there. I do expect that we'll break out of this range to the upside. Maybe it's an ascending triangle, whatever it is. And when we do break out to the upside from a high here to a low here, we should see a retracement that takes us above the 382, probably even above the 0.5, thus taking us to the golden ratio all the way up at about $3,880 to $4,000, something around there, something in this land of turbulence here. And it's completely possible that we push higher than that. I mean, Ethereum could just rally all the way up to $4,300 or higher. Sometimes that does happen. It's less common to break through the golden ratio zone on the first attempt, but sometimes it does happen. Oftentimes you do find resistance here, pull back, and then continue higher. But by the end of the month, I see no reason why Ethereum wouldn't be around, if not above, $4,000 at some point by the end of this month. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, zooming in here, and then we'll zoom out. You can see that there's a complete lack in volume here. We just have no volume at all. The volume's gone. It's because it's the weekend. It's Saturday. So I don't expect too much to happen today. I don't expect the exciting stuff to happen today. Maybe tomorrow. Things are actually lining up for Bitcoin and various other cryptos that kind of outline tomorrow and maybe the coming days as some more bullish prospects. But we'll see. Hopefully they're bullish, not bearish. Looking at the 1 hour indicators, the RSI is in an uptrend right now. We have this higher low structure, higher high structure. I actually really like this trend a lot. And we're at the base of this trend, so we probably do come up a little bit. We're not going to get overbought until some point tomorrow, Sunday, and when we get overbought, that's whenever we're likely going to make our moves to the upside. So tomorrow really is gearing up for a positive day. We can continue to move up in the RSI in this fashion and still not move that much higher in the price, you know what I mean? But when we do get overbought, that should correlate typically these kind of trends. Whenever you finally make your way up to the overbought zone, like not to it like this, but into it like this, when you finally make your way up there, that typically correlates with a break of a consolidation phase or an area, a trend, whatever. And I think we're in this consolidation phase now. So we're going to work our way up there. And then once our RSI gets overbought, that'll result in this breakout. Or the breakout will result in our RSI getting overbought. The stochastics are bouncing off the 50. You look good here. MACD looks like it wants to come up and cross above the 0. Positive things going on. Relatively neutral price action, but there are some positive things in the charts that definitely point to tomorrow being a good day. 4 hour time frame here, kind of rounding off this move down. I like that. I like that kind of structure. You are finding support here consistently at prior resistance, at prior support, at prior resistance here, prior resistance there, support right there, support, resistance, support. I mean, it seems like a very significant area, this $3,000 level. So that's where we're finding support. If we look at this from a low to a high, relatively speaking, that's also just below our 382. It's perfect. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but typically you do see wicks below the 382, and then you close above it, and then you move up. That's the expectation. This is a little bit more engaging than we normally are. Typically you just kind of come down to this area and then bounce off, but the fact that we've lingered here doesn't necessarily mean that we have to go down. If we do go lower, if it does mean we go lower, $3,000 to $2,600, is that right? No, I'm sorry, $3,000 to $2,900. $2,966, $2,900, something in that range. That's where the expected target would be if we were to go lower. Okay, I'm not calling for that, but it is possible. We could see something like this and then still get a higher low overall and move up and recover from there. In other words, I'm bullish here, and if I'm wrong, we'll be bullish there. It's the same story, just a different day from a lower price. Looking at this with the indicators, the stochastics are bullish, definitely implying that we continue to grow. The RSI here is bullish overall, but here it's kind of in this bearish territory, right? We found support down at this area before. We found resistance at this area before. I think we're finding support now, and I think that we will prevail and come back up to the overbought zone here. Everything else looks good, though. I mean, the MACD is a bit extreme. It came down all the way below the 0, but you literally just died off in your bearish momentum. You're about to have bullish momentum start to build, so We'll see how that reacts. Looking at the daily time frame, you're right at the 50. You're right at the 50 to bounce. You've got these higher lows here in the RSI, right? You've got this like kind of trend up here. It's pretty perfect. Maybe it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn perfect. Higher lows, getting overbought, not getting oversold, bouncing off the 50, bouncing off of prior resistance, prior support here. Stochastics bouncing off the 50. The MACD is crossed above the 0. I'm very, very strongly doubting that we do anything but move up from here. I very much believe that we're going to move up. And when we move up, when we get above this high, that'll be exciting to some degree, sure, but it's when we get above this high that the real excitement starts. We get above this high, I would assume we get above about like $3,500, we should rapidly approach $3,800. See some rapid growth there, and then carry on to that $4,000 area. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I'm assuming that this will all happen by the end of the month. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. I mean, it might even happen by the end of this next week. We do have 1 day and 7 hours left in this week. And then I would think by the end of next week, we probably are around $4,000. Take care. Bye-bye. See you later.